I think I made a mistake.
Now, I had posted this video yesterday and I had asked a lot of people, why do you feel like Eve felt like she made a mistake after she ate the apple? And I didn't really get that many comments on it. And looking at it at that perspective, like actually, because I've always envisioned it in my head, but I never really paid attention to the Adam and Eve story because I always knew that something was off. So I didn't even want to go down in a deep rabbit hole about it. So I decided to get in the rabbit hole just a little bit, not deep down in it. And it looks like that Adam was made first, and God supposedly had took Eve from Adam's rib. And my thing is that because I had a bunch of questions. My bad. So Adam and Eve were the first man and woman that was in the Garden of Eden. So that means that everything in the Garden of Eden is pure. Everything is perfect, right? But why is the snake there? Because if the Garden of Eden is so pure and all of these things, why is it a wicked tree there? And why is it a snake there? If everything in this world is supposed to be pure, why is it a wicked snake in the tree? Why is it a tree that is going to change me even in this anointed world that we are in? This is the first Adam and Eve were the first man and woman to be created in Egypt. Everything is pure in Egypt, right? It's right. But when you look at the snake and the tree, that is the most important part of the snake and the tree. Why was that tree even there? And if Adam was made first, why didn't Adam notice that tree first or notice that snake first? Why did it take Adam to have Eve in order for Eve to even notice the tree itself and the snake? But Adam was created first. So God supposedly have made Eve so that case Adam won't get bored. But you mean Adam ain't searched that wilderness and never came across that tree by himself? Never seen that snake by himself? Now all of a sudden Eve get created and they wandering through the Garden of Eden. They just so happen to run into this tree with it just so happened to be a snake that can only talk to Eve. But you mean to tell me Adam ain't never come across this damn tree? Because maybe if he would have came across this tree, he would have been changed himself. That was the main question I asked. Like, damn. So after I asked that main question, I had other questions too. I was like, because a lot of people think that Eve cheated on Adam. Eve cheated on Adam, and that's how she got cursed. But my thing is, um, if God made Eve to be with Adam so he won't get bored, they wouldn't be husband and wife. They wouldn't even be brothers and sisters. They would just exist. So he wouldn't get bored. Because if God made man, that doesn't mean that man is a man, a masculine man is literally made to be a husband. So number one, I don't even believe that Adam and Eve was husband and wife. I don't even believe that Adam and Eve were brothers and sisters. I believe that Eve only existed so that case Adam wouldn't be born, wouldn't be born. So that means that Adam and Eve could have had sex because they were not related. Now, if y'all want to put sex involved with it, maybe the fruit gave Eve lust and she actually had sex with Adam that broke the way of the way life was created eternally. And what I mean by that is that they trying to blame the woman. This is what I'm seeing. They trying to use Adam and Eve, the reason why that birth is the way that it is, when that story is a whole fucking cover up and a way to just have a reason to blame the fucking woman, when we already know that the Anunnakis is the only reason why the way birth was recreated. It was not because of no fucking Eve bit no motherfucking apple. Do not believe that story. That story is a big cover up to make us women feel guilty for the shit that the Anunnakis did. That story sounds so fucking fabricated. Because what they trying to say in the Adam and Eve story is that before Eve ate the apple, they gave birth a certain type of way. The way life was a certain type of way. But because of Eve eating the apple, because of her, now we actually got to give birth to babies and go through this new way of giving birth to life. When that story was made up just to blame the woman, I do not believe that shit. Because if Adam was created first, and then Eve was created, then that means that Adam already should have known about the tree. That means that Adam already went through the wilderness. She was only created because he was bored. So that means Adam should have known about that snake. Adam should have known about that tree. He should have known about it. So you mean to tell me it took Eve to get created to see this motherfucking snake and to see this tree? And Adam was before her, and he ain't never come across this tree ever. He ain't never even seen the snake. And that's the case. Why Adam didn't tell Eve, don't touch that. God told us to. Why Adam couldn't put his feet down since he a fucking leader, since he the masculine God. Why Adam didn't tell Eve himself, look, he's right. That is a poisonous tree. Do not eat that. It will curse you. Adam didn't even have no motherfucking knowledge of the fucking tree. He couldn't even tell her what the tree was. It's like he was so oblivious. So it's almost like women can lead them. Fuck that. Adam was a dumb motherfucker. He didn't even know that tree was there. They both ate that motherfucking tree because even though God told them not to eat the tree, you know why Adam and Eve ate the apple off the tree? It's not because they had sex. Because even though God told them not to eat the fruit from the tree, think about this. This is what I got looking at that little skit. Even though God told them not to eat fruit from the tree, imagine being 1 year old and you got candy all. Imagine being an adult and you got a 1-year-old baby and you tell your baby, don't eat that candy on the table, and you leave your 1-year-old baby right there. The first thing that motherfucking baby is going to do is get the candy off that table. The baby going to do the first fucking thing that it tells you not to do. Why? Because it's baby-like. So Adam and Eve were like babies. They were baby-like. So even though God told them not to eat from the tree, they were baby-like. They didn't know nothing about husband and wives and boyfriend and girlfriend. They just existed. So even though God told them don't eat the fruit from the tree, they ate it anyway because they were innocent. They were God-like. They didn't know what the repercussions were eating the tree. They didn't know, mommy said don't eat it. No, that's okay. We can eat it. And they ate it, and it woke them up. It woke them up to where though they went from innocent childlike to now they are fully aware. Just like us right now. We are childlike, living in a fucking playpen right now. We are childlike beings. Childlike beings that is forced to live in an adult way when really all we want to do is be free. In the Garden of Eden, just be free and exist. But the fact that we got our childness taken away from us, our innocence, our saintly self, our godly self taken away from us, now we got to be militant. Stand up, sit down, obey. We went from being like, imagine how we do that as children, how we don't even let our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7-year-old children just be children. Our children at such a young age have to grow up and be adults at 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. So we are physically, spiritually doing the same thing. We just don't know it because we can't look at life in the spiritual. We can only look at it in the physical. We are basically doing the same thing in the spiritual, but we just doing it in the physical sense. So right now, Adam and Eve were childlike. They were innocent. They didn't know what don't do this, don't do that. They were just created as they say. They were childlike. Imagine your boss right now trusting you and got $1 billion fucking dollars sitting on the table and he just dumped that shit out and he leave you there and you poor as a bitch. You think you're going to leave that $1 billion there or you just going to leave it there because you scared for your life? Maybe he counted it. Now you were trained to think. But what if you was a 2-year-old baby and seeing $1 billion and you say don't touch it? That baby going to touch it. That baby going to dig all in that motherfucking money. And then when you come back, and the mother said, didn't I tell you don't do that? Now you're punished. And what do we do now? If we don't obey our God, what we do? We get punished.